I'm Alan Mendelson. You know me as being the financial reporter on the CBS television stations in Los Angeles. Now I want you to meet certified financial planner Brian Gilder, who has important information about long-term care.
Many people have a preconceived notion that long-term care insurance is for terminally ill people. You have to be in a nursing home, you have to be in a hospital for so many days, and that is just not the case. Usually, you can qualify for long-term care needing 2 out of 6 activities of daily living. You do not have to be terminally ill, you do not have to be in a hospital, you do not have to even go to a nursing home. Long-term care today is very comprehensive. There are usually 3 ways to qualify for a long-term care policy. You can go to a nursing home if you want, which most people do not want. You have an option of home care, meaning you could get care in your home if you need it. And the third, and probably one of the most growing areas I see, is residential care facilities.
When do you get long-term care insurance?
The earlier, the better. Most people probably are starting to buy it around 40 to 50. Most people think they'll never need it. So between 40 and 50 is the best time. And the best way to find out if you even qualify is go through the underwriting. It doesn't cost you anything. See if you even qualify. Many people think they qualify, and in essence, they don't. For example, you might be 50 years old, and you might be going through physical therapy.
So you've got to get long-term care insurance when you're young and healthy.
That is the best time to buy long-term care insurance and life insurance, disability insurance. It's just the same. I think the biggest problem with long-term care insurance is it hasn't been around as long as life insurance, disability, and health insurance. And I think we follow what our parents used to do. And I think this baby boom generation is the first generation to actually see this problem with their parents in hospitals and nursing homes. And I think they're going to be the first generation to really start buying long-term care insurance.
How much does it cost?
You can get policies for a couple $100s a month, up to $500 a month. And it all depends on your health, it depends on your age, and it also depends on what type of policy you want. Do you want the Rolls-Royce policy or do you want the Cadillac policy?
Is it worth it?
It depends on who you are. Some people want to have steak, some people will eat hamburger. But the bottom line is to have something, and so in case something does happen to you, you will be covered for most of your benefits. So it depends on the person, and I think it also depends on your finances. One item I would tell people is don't buy a Rolls-Royce policy if you know you really can't afford a Rolls-Royce policy, because what's going to happen is that down the road in a couple of years, when you don't have the money to fund those premiums, your policy is going to lapse. And you really have accomplished nothing and wasted a bunch of money.
So your idea is to look at the cost of the policy. Do prices go up, premiums go up over the years, or do they stay stable?
It depends on the company. Some companies have raised premiums, some companies have not raised premiums, and you have to use a big company, in my opinion. You want to use top-tier companies, because the bigger the company, the more likely they will not raise the long-term care insurance rates, but they can raise rates. Now, one item you can do is you might be able to buy a 10-pay policy, meaning that you could pay your policy off in 10 years and never have a rate increase again. And I recommend that for younger people. I mean, people as young as 20, 30 years old are buying long-term care insurance. I did it myself.
I guess you also have to check out the company to make sure it's still going to be around when you need the benefits.
Absolutely. You have to make sure the companies will be around. You should look at the history of the company. Make sure the company's around longer than you've been alive. And that's usually the way I look at it. Long-term care is very interesting because you actually get what you pay for with a long-term care policy. Unlike life insurance, where you just get a bunch of term insurance, get quotes, and get the cheapest policy. And if you die, it pays a death benefit. Long-term care works a little differently. There's a lot of little bells and whistles with a long-term care policy. Sometimes the policy that's the cheapest might not work for you when you actually need it.
You can get more information from certified financial planner Brian Gilder. Call him at 310-804-3767. Again, 310-804-3767. Or write to him at 8383 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 240, Beverly Hills, California, 90211. I'm Alan Mendelson. Thanks for watching.